Because there's a lot of people who say, oh, get down at the 1, play for the field goal. But in that game, can you do that? What did you say to those guys?
Well, I mean, look, we missed 2 field goals, right? And so it was one of those situations where we needed to score, and so I didn't feel comfortable personally being up 3. Being up 7 with no timeouts against those guys, I feel a lot more comfortable against. Now, you could technically go down at the 1 or 2 and drain it down, and if something happened on the field goal, if you can score, in my opinion, you score, especially with no timeouts left, especially the way that game was going, and you get up by 7.
Shannon, you were throwing everything at them today. I mean, I
was.
I mean,
I
yeah,
appreciate you noticing.
Pretty much everything.
8-gap run ended up winning it,
and that's what I was just going to say. The 8-gap run ended up coming through at the end. Just talk about both of those things.
Well, we did. I mean, look, I'll give those guys a lot of credit. I mean, they played very well on defense, and they were really good third down defense. And I was trying to stay out of third down and long, and didn't do a great job the first half. But the second half, we stayed out of third downs because we ran the ball better. And I wanted to lean more on that. I could see Mark getting some momentum, and so ultimately, we knew a couple plays that was working, and that last drive, I was not going to deviate from those couple plays. Until we ran it at the end when they started crowding everybody down, I figured we'd toss it to Malley and get around the edge.
So Shannon, running the ball up the middle of Mark Fletcher works sometimes. Just what does he mean to the team, and the fact that he was able to have this career game on this big stage? What do you think it means to the team and to him?
I don't think anybody's surprised about him having a career game in there on that day. He's been that guy ever since I've been here, and it's awesome to have a guy like him that you can lean on at the end. And so it was pretty clear, when we threw the pick and they went out and stopped them, which they did every time. I told Mark, I was like, look, we're riding you down the field. And so it was clear what we were going to do by everybody involved, and he made people miss, and great for him.
All right, Coach. Pringle had some success at the end of the season, but you went heavy Mark Fletcher today, and you even ran Malachi up the middle some. Was there something you saw in their defense that had you to go ahead and give a game plan where we're just going to run at them?
I did. I mean, I thought there was a handful of teams that had success with similar type plays. They're fast. Their defense tracks pretty well, and so I did think that we could have some success up the middle. Now, the run to Malley was outside zone. It cut up in the B gap, which I tried to explain to all you guys that sometimes outside zone ends up being a B gap run. Nobody listens to me, but ultimately we did see some things where we thought duo was going to be a successful play, and you go back and watch that, and really the key to that play, because they were bringing safeties down the middle. Our receivers came in and blocked those safeties up, and both of those guys, Keelan and CJ, did an unbelievable job on that last drive, eating up that safety pressure. If they don't do that, we don't have success.
Coach Helderman, Marcel Reed, what was the game plan going in to stymie Marcel Reed? What was your game plan?
Yeah, I think the number one thing was to try to contain him in the pocket. Try to give him different pitchers, try to do different things up front, just to try to keep him, caged up in the pocket so we couldn't extend plays. And I thought he did a really good job, especially later in the game, of moving around, trying to find things later down the field or scrambling and getting some yards. And I thought, changing up the pitchers pre-snap and defensively all game long. Just trying to make sure he was uncomfortable and trying to, not give the same coverage every time, try to move the pitchers around for him pre-snap. And I thought our guys did a really good job of handling that all day.
Corey, that was a game where there was no margin for error. I mean, it was tight the whole way.